All right, Mustangs. Hey, everybody. It is Friday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I've had a terrific week. Students, you guys have made this week a very special week for our teachers because it is Teacher Appreciation Week, and you guys did a fantastic job fundraising during our PTO's fundraising drive. And so our PTO has been able to put together a very, very, very special 5 days for our teachers in the building. And students, that's a big part of your effort. So thank you, students, for contributing and being able to show your teachers just how much you appreciate them. Teachers, again, it has been a terrific week honoring you with all of the work that you have put in this year. Virtual, hybrid, simultaneous learning. We've also learned terms like synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. And teachers, you've been there every step of the way for our students, going above and beyond. You continue to go above and beyond in this final month. We've got 30 days left, maybe 29. But teachers, again, hats are off to you. We love everything that you give to our students. We are thankful for everything that you give to our students. And this was just one small way that we could pay our appreciation for everything that you've done and that you continue to do and have done for years. So to our teachers, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all that you do. Students, it is Roundup time. We are here to learn about the May Character Trait of the Month, honor and recognize our April Mustangs of the Month, as well as that Great Teacher of the Month. So let's get to it. First off, everybody, it is our April Bring Back. So students, you will recall that during April, our Character Trait of the Month was forgiveness. And you see there up on the screen, I left you with the charge for the month to first, everybody, find forgiveness for others and, more importantly, for yourself. Students, we talked last month a lot about forgiveness being a trait of the strong. The weak cannot forgive. It is a trait of those who are strong. And we talked, students, about the importance of being able to forgive others, but I say more importantly because if you can't forgive yourself for the wrongs that you've done in your life, and this guy right here, I've had plenty of them, okay? I understand every day I show up in this tie and this button up, and that may give you this idea of who Mr. Hall is, or sometimes we get this image in our head of, our teachers being those perfect people in society. But guys, I promise you, we were all a child at one time. All right, everybody. So our Mustang charge for last month, April, the character trait of the month was forgiveness. And some of the things that we talked about, everybody, were to find forgiveness for others, but more importantly, for yourself. And we talked a lot about forgiveness being that trait of the strong. Those who are weak do not have the capacity. They don't have the ability to find forgiveness for others and for themselves. And I say more importantly about yourself, finding that forgiveness for yourself, because, guys, we're going to make mistakes in life. And I'm telling you, this guy right here, I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. And I will continue to make mistakes in my life because it's human nature. It's who we are. We are not perfect people. But everybody, you can't let that stuff weigh on you. Last month, I talked to you about being able to find forgiveness so that the weight of those burdens, the weight of those mistakes don't continue to just crush you and bring you down and bring you down. You have got to be able to forgive yourself for making those mistakes. We talked about forgetting and how we won't forget certain things that happen in our life. We're not going to forget that we messed up. We're not going to forget that mistake that someone has done to us, or that wrong that somebody has done to us. That's okay. And I've told you guys repeatedly through this month that I don't want you to forget those things, because that's how we learn and that's how we grow and that's how we become better. But you do have to be able to forgive, because forgiving those wrongs, forgiving those mistakes allows us to move forward. So sometimes we do have to look back to move forward. And that looking back piece is that reflective piece. We have to be reflective individuals. We have to be able to look back on those times and say, man, I didn't do that right. man, I messed that one up. But here's what I can do better. And the first step is saying, it's okay. The first step is telling yourself, it's okay. And then making the correction. Because guys, I'll tell you this. It isn't okay if you don't make the change. It's not okay if you don't make the change. If you wrong somebody or you make a mistake, it's not okay if you don't correct it. So be reflective. Look back so that you can move forward. Find forgiveness for others and for yourself. And I challenged you, find somebody. Guys, find somebody. Find a friend. Find a family member. Find a loved one. Find a peer. Or whoever it has been in your life. And for some of you, it might be yourself. For some of you, there may be something that you've done that you regret so deeply that you haven't been able to move past it. And reflect on it and ultimately forgive yourself or forgive that person. Have that conversation with them. So you focused on that this entire month. We've been talking about it in morning announcements this month. I want you to just give yourself 30 seconds. Talk to a neighbor real quickly about the person or maybe the situation. Maybe leave out the person's name. But talk about a situation where you were actually able to find forgiveness for someone else or for yourself. Go! Right, come back to me in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're back. So guys, again, we had a great month. Look forward to recognizing our Mustangs of the month here in just a few minutes. But remember the character trait of forgiveness and the importance that it plays in your life and that it will continue to play in your life. And make sure that that is one of those character traits that you embody, that you internalize, and ultimately that you practice in your life. Let's look ahead to this month. I've got a video here for you that will give you some hints at what we might be talking about today and what we might be learning today. So let's check that video out now.
I wonder why stories always get focused on one. It's easy to see the leader at the front. Even if that leader is guiding from the back, the story of one still forms. But what's truly behind it all? It's teamwork. We want to understand things through heroes. We want to remember the legends. And of course we should. Extraordinary people can do extraordinary things, but rarely on their own. Behind the person are the people. Surrounding the greatest achievements is the greatness of many. So let's learn about leadership, the vision to inspire others. We need those who can see the world differently, create something new, bend the future path in a better direction. But let's also learn about what it takes to join forces with others. Let's recognize the incredible spirit that allows great teams to come together. Let's also lift up those gifts. Because what does great teamwork take? Cooperation. The willingness to fit into the strengths and weaknesses of others. Commitment. The choice to keep showing up. The decision to keep being accountable to the needs of many. Contribution. The agreement that we may need to each give up some of our self-interests, to give up on me first, in order to reach the full height of we. When we stop to think about the inner strengths needed to play your full part of being on a team, it's extraordinary. Some of my favorite moments in life have come through teamwork. Being arm to arm with a group who's worked and fought and strive to do something that they could only do when working together. That is how greatness takes shape. That is the beauty of teamwork. They would be the first to say it. Michael Jordan, as incredible as he is, did not reach 6 titles on his own. Warren Buffett, the brilliant mind, cannot do it without the abilities of others. Beyoncé, the picture of talent, cannot do what she does without the abilities of others. Want to be truly inspired? Look beyond the one and see the unbelievable talent of the team. Strive to be your best. Keep leading your life, but also remember the importance of having others around you and what that takes. We know the great stories, the heroes, the legends. What's behind it all? It's teamwork.
All right. What a great video. Talking about teamwork. Now, our character traits relate to teamwork. The character trait is not teamwork, but they relate to teamwork. And so in that video, they talked about some key characteristics of what our character traits are this month. So our main character traits, everybody, are responsibility and cooperation. So responsibility, when we look at the word, it is a noun. It's being accountable in your word and your deed, having a sense of duty to fulfill tasks with reliability, dependability, and commitment. And your word, cooperation, also a noun. The process of working together to the same end, or to that same common goal would be another way to say that definition. So the process of working together towards the same common goal or the same result. So in that video, you saw them talking about cooperation. That word came up along with commitment. So what I need you guys to really think about when we talk about these character traits this month, when we talk about cooperation, everything that you do in life, guys, involves a team on some level. We are so much better as an individual when we surround ourselves with other people. And you can look at so many different examples surrounding you, right? Even the learning process, even inside of your classroom right now, right? If you were sitting in a classroom by yourself with no one else around you, you have your background knowledge. But when you put that team around you inside of that classroom, your other classmates, and those people are surrounding you, other ideas, other knowledge comes out that you gain from the other people around you. That's one small example. One great example that we have going on this week, we're celebrating who? Our teachers, right? And one point in that video was, don't look at the center point. Don't look at the person who gets all the attention. That video finished with Beyonce, right, on stage at one of her shows and one of her videos, her performances. And Beyonce gets all that attention. But that show would not be what it is without that team around her. Those incredibly advanced, trained dancers who surround her and make that show just come to life and make the stage come to life. That is an entire team. Beyonce is the one who we know and who we recognize. But she wouldn't be everything without that team around her. And that team goes even further beyond the dancers who we see. You've got the sound producer. You have the sound engineer. You have her choreographer. You have her writers who write the songs that she sings. She's got to go to a studio to produce all of her music. Like, guys, the list just goes on and on and on and on. She has her makeup artists. Like, the team that makes Beyonce who she is so significant. And without all those people contributing and showing up every day for the team, Beyonce may not be who she is. So cooperation is so important. And responsibility, our responsibility to others. So we're going to talk a little bit about responsibility. What we need to really focus on when it comes to responsibility is our responsibility to ourselves and to others. And I've got two quotes up on the board, or up on the screen for you guys to take a look at. The first one is about you and us as people accepting responsibility for our actions. Everything we do is an action. And there are negative and there are positive consequences that come from our actions. Right? We make good choices, we make bad choices. But regardless of those choices, there are consequences that come, positive and negative. And we ultimately have to be able to accept the responsibility of whatever our actions are. You got to be accountable for your results. You have to take ownership of those mistakes. And all of that is responsibility that you have for yourself. And ultimately, everybody, you taking responsibility for yourself as a person is what is most important in life. We can't continue, as we grow older, to continue to point the finger, right? Blaming others for why things are happening to us. It doesn't work like that. And Mustangs, I talk to you all year long about being the best person you can possibly be. You put good into the world and you will get good back. Talked about it all year long. But to be that good person, you have to take responsibility for you and what is happening to you, good or bad. Take responsibility. And if things aren't going the way you want them to go, reflect on that. Reflect on it. Why are these things happening to me? Why do I constantly have drama surrounding my life? Why do I constantly have people gossiping about me? Why do I constantly have people in my ear about, oh, so-and-so may want to fight, or so-and-so, why are those things happening to me? And on the flip side, when things are going well and things are smooth in your life, why are those things happening to you? What is it that you're doing? What is it that you have changed that is causing that positive outcome? Guys, it's real simple. If we have things happening in our lives that we don't like, we're not a fan of, then really sit back and analyze it. Take a look at yourself. Look in the mirror first. Why is it that these things are happening? And take responsibility for your part in it. It's not okay to constantly say, well, so-and-so is doing X to me. Well, so-and-so is doing this. Or so-and-so did this. You got to stop that, guys. You are starting to get older. You're coming into your own. And you have to be able to step up and take ownership for yourself and for your life. I love this second one in the white. Your attention, please. No one is coming to save you. It is 100% your responsibility. Your life. So everything that's happening in it, it's your responsibility. It's not anybody else's. You cannot continue to sit there and have this mentality of, well, my mom didn't do so-and-so. My dad didn't do so-and-so. My little brother did this. My little sister did this. My teachers didn't. My principal didn't. The school didn't. The school district didn't. Well, that law is stupid. Or the state that, there can't be any of that. You have to take ownership. You have to take ownership of your life. You are 100% responsible for it. You are getting to that age, guys, where you are the one who needs to take ownership of everything taking place in your life. And I know it's scary. And I know it can be daunting. I know when you think about that, it might give you a little heartburn. But the days of they started it, those are over. You got to take responsibility for your actions. You have to take responsibility for your life. Own it. 2 months ago, we talked about not allowing someone to control our life. There are people out there who get paid to control your life. You do something wrong, there are people who have a job to control your life and dictate everything in your life. It's not how I want to live. So I take responsibility to do my part, to be a productive citizen. And that's what every single one of you Mustangs needs to be. That's what we strive to teach you and set you up and put you in the best place so that you can be that productive citizen in our community. So Mustangs, this month you are concentrating on responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for the actions of yourself. Make sure that you are cooperating with others, because that's a big piece, right? We're not going to get along with everybody. But to be able to cooperate as a group, as a unit, as a team, you have to be able to own your part, have responsibility for your part of the full team. And part of that responsibility involves you being able to cooperate with others, tolerate others. You might not like that person who's working across the table from you, but you're both working towards that same common goal. So that's your focus for this month. Responsibility and cooperation. Students, don't forget, this life is yours. As teachers, we're here to support you. We're here to help guide you. We're here to help assist and get you on that path that you want to be on. But ultimately, you can't look back and put that blame on somebody else for not doing something for you. You've got to step up, and you've got to be the one that actually follows through. So make sure you're taking responsibility. All right, everybody, your announcements. Announcements for this month. We've got sports physicals happening next week on May the 10th. PTO and SIC, May 13th. So to all of our parents out there who are watching, please join us. Our PTO has done an incredible job this year under some very difficult circumstances, but we would love to see some more engagement and would love to have you attend some of our meetings. So PTO and SIC, May 13th. PTO is at 5 o'clock at the school. SIC is at 6 o'clock, and we're doing those via Zoom. Our book fair will be up in the Media Center. It's going to be May 17th through May 28th. Junior Scholars. Our junior scholars, who we will share today and celebrate them today, they have a virtual banquet being put on by our district office. That is May 19th. Our Algebra 1 EOC, so all of our students in Algebra 1 are taking their end of course exam on May 27th. The National Junior Honor Society and our Junior Beta Club ceremony, which will be in person this year, is that night on May 27th. Students, don't forget, last day of May, we have no school. It is Memorial Day. That is a Monday. No school on that day. And then we come back that week and we have state testing, guys. June 2nd, June 3rd are your ELA days and reading days. On the 8th, we take the math portion of SC Ready. And then on June 9th, if I've been saying May, forgive me, June 2nd and 3rd and 8th. And then on June 9th, our 6th graders will take the science portion of SC Pass. So students, everything you've been doing all year long prepares you for this state test. And don't forget, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, some of your placements, your course placements, are based on how you do on this test. So yeah, we've taken map tests and you guys have killed it this year. Rising to the top in our county with the most growth in the middle school level. Surpassing national norms. You've done an incredible job, guys. You've got one more to go. You got one more to go, and this is the one that counts. This is like your championship game, right? Those map tests, those are our semifinals. That's leading us up to the big dance. Well, it's upon us, guys. We're a month away from it. And I cannot wait to see where your results come back. After a tumultuous year that we've had, I know that my Mustangs are going to prove to everybody in the state that regardless of a pandemic, learning can still occur. Teaching and learning occurred in this building all year long. We made no excuses. We stayed safe, and you guys did a phenomenal job, and I cannot wait for you guys to show this entire county, this entire state, how smart every single person is in this building. We've got some special student achievements that we want to make sure that we celebrate. today. So let's take a look at those.